This show will take you behind the scenes of how some of the best hunting products in the world are developed, then how they're manufactured, and most importantly, how you use those products in the field effectively.
The technology behind the Mathews and Mathews philosophies early on are the longer riser, shorter limb bows. That gives you that parallel limb. So as you draw the bow, the limbs kind of work towards each other. So on the shot, the limbs oppose each other in movement, and there's no forward movement. In the old days, when you grabbed a bow and you drew it back, the limbs came towards you. When you shot, they went forward. There was a need for a sling because the bow was moving away from your hand on the shot. With this type of technology, you don't really need the sling. A few things you'll notice that makes it look like a Mathews is, the harmonic dampers, the angled roller guard, things like that are true Mathews. But the dual cam system is completely new. Hatchet style cams favor weight on the string there. Years ago with the hatch cam systems, people used to put knocks on there with shrink tubing over it. This is called the string grub, made to look like 5 knocks. It's completely different than the things that you'll see out there now with some of the other bows. The idea of the AVS system, which is Advanced Vectoring System, is threefold. First, it helps you draw the bow. It aids in the draw of the bow. Second, it actually we were able to get more energy out of the limbs. And thirdly, it keeps the bow in time. Mathews has always been a draw length specific bow with our single cam systems. With the dual cam systems, again, Matt, decided that it would be best if he were to, instead of developing all these cams, to use a module system. The module system enables you to change the draw length without changing the cam. So this bow right here would accommodate, a 26-inch draw or a 30-inch draw. The efficiency on this bow is greater than any bow we've ever designed. 88% of the effort you use to draw the bow is being transferred back into the arrow. That's only 12 percentage points off of 100%, which is amazing. Even 5 years ago, 88% would be unheard of. To hit 80% 5 years ago would be pretty phenomenal. 80% efficiency is fabulous. You couldn't even ask for any more than that. To hit 88 is really a milestone in itself. That's pretty amazing. You could take a bow like this and for, some of our baby boomers are getting up there in age, they wouldn't need to shoot a 70-pound bow to get the energies and speeds that they need. They could shoot a 40-pound bow and generate as much energy as anything they've ever shot before and have greater speeds. So it's not so much about being a behemoth and pulling big weights. Some of the gals are shooting the Monster. It does come in lower draw lengths. You're getting a lot more and you're having to do less to get it. That's what makes this bow kind of special. The feedback we're getting on the Monster is extremely positive. Again, the shootability, the quietness of a speed bow, and also the recoil. It doesn't do anything in your hands. It just sits there. Extremely quiet with extreme shootability. Where it is now, the energies that people are generating are much greater than anything they've generated before. We have a few guys now that have some 80-pounders in this version, which is another thing. We don't make too many bows in 80 pounds, but we are making the Monster in 80 pounds. And that's mostly for the guys heading to Africa, where they need to generate a lot of energy to shoot, hippo, large framed animals, elephant, Cape buffalo. Now we have another version of this bow coming out. It's called the Monster XLR8. It's XLR8, stands for accelerate. It's a 5-inch brace height bow versus a 6-inch brace height bow. And by shortening it up even more, we're getting more speed. The longer you have that arrow on the string, the faster that arrow is going to be. Having an inch less brace height is going to increase the speeds even more. There is a group or a niche of people out there that really want these speed bows, and it's for them. It's for the guy who wants that ultimate speed. He's going to go out west and chase elk, or he may just stay home and sit in the tree stand and chase whitetails. For him, it's all he needs. He can do both with this bow. If you shoot this bow, you'll feel the benefit. There's no question. It's a great shooting piece of equipment.
It all starts with raw materials such as aluminum, risers, limb cups, cams, and other parts are machined to a very tight tolerance. Any visible burrs are removed by hand. A tumbler filled with porcelain stones removes all sharp edges from each object. Each piece is racked and sent to a prep booth for camo dipping or powder coating. Powder coated parts are baked in a special oven, creating a tough finish. Parts prepped for dipping move along an automated dipping line where the vinyl finish is applied. They are washed and dried and ready for assembly. Finally, each new monster is ready for packaging and shipping. You know, as a manufacturer, what really stuck out to me was Mathews' quality control. At every phase of manufacturing and assembly, each person seemed like they were building that bow for themselves.
There's a few things to keep in mind the next time you're videotaping in the field. Try to use a tripod or tree arm whenever possible. Take a look at these shots. They're definitely done with the tripod. These birds are over 100 yards away, and this shot's pretty steady. Now take a look at these birds. They're much closer, but yet they're not as steady. This is definitely a handheld shot. I'd recommend you stick with the tripod whenever possible, especially on those long shots. Here's another shot without a tripod, and it's a little out of focus as well. It's what we like to call soft. Here's another shot using a tripod. It's rock solid. Usually I don't recommend zooming in or zooming out, but in this case, it's done with a tripod and it's a nice effect. When following a moving target, always leave space in front of the object. This is called look room or lead room. It's much more comfortable when you can see where a subject is going, not where it's been. And here's a shot that's better composed and much easier to view. We'll see you here next week for another look inside the industry.